man. How you doing, guys? Sorry, Dexter here, and I've got a cool lesson for you. It took like 3 times to get that right, and it still wasn't perfect, but I'm going with it. So, anyway, how you all doing? So, we're going to jump in with this. We've got a cool little groove here. We have some fast double kick stuff going on. It's all happening with one foot. I'm not using a double bass pedal, so you can tell because you'll be able to see that left beater kind of if I'm cheating. So I'm going to do all of this with one foot. But so in this one though, we've got this really cool kind of alternation between the hi-hat and the bass drum, which I tend to teach on the bass drum bootcamp quite a bit, just to try and build up that independence between the right hand and the right foot, and then a little kind of quicker thing in there for you guys that are a bit more advanced. So, but anyone can give this one a shot. We're going to start with bass drum and a hi-hat together, followed by a hi-hat on its own, and then 2 bass drums on their own. And I'm using something called the slide technique there, where I'm kind of starting low down the pedal and then sliding up to the top of the pedal to get those 2 notes really close together. I'm not using a double bass pedal. Some people are like, you're using 2 feet. No, 1 foot for this one. So just to get those 2 notes. And then you're going to come in with a hi-hat and a snare drum at the same time. So up to there, kick and hat, kick, kick, hands together. 1, 2, bam. And that's the start. And then after you've done that hi-hat and snare drum together, pretty much the rest of the groove, you've got a hi-hat and a bass drum alternation going on. So hat on its own, bass on its own, hat on its own, bass on its own, with a couple of snares littered in there. But this kind of hi-hat bass drum thing separate, crucial exercise to getting that independence on the bass drum. It's a really good exercise. Just like with your hands going right, left, right, left, right, left, you're doing the same thing between your right hand and your right foot. And then, so after we've done that snare drum, so 1 and 2, we then have bass drum on its own, hat on its own, bass drum on its own, and then another hi-hat, but this one's got a snare with it. So up to there, bass, the snare, kick, hat, kick, snare. Not where you normally expect a snare on beat 3. 1 and 2 and 3. And then another bass drum, another hi-hat, another bass drum, and then at the end here, there's not a snare drum where you'd expect it on beat 4. You've then got hi-hat on its own, another bass drum on its own, and then a snare together. It sounds complicated, but if you just follow it one note at a time, trust me, you'll get it. So up to there then, 1 and 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and. So just watch out for the placement of the snares there. They're not always where you'd expect them to be. And then after that last beat there, there's a gap, because there would normally be another 16th note there, but you've got a bit of a gap, just to kind of chill out, rewind, and then get back to the beginning. So you hear that little space at the end. 1, if I could play it right. So there's a little bit of space there at the end where you can just kind of regroup and then get back into it. And once you've got it, see if you can keep repeating it. It won't sound musical at a slow tempo, but you've got to go through that slow tempo to get it fast. So 1 and Dex, this sounds awful. Why did you teach me this? So stick with it, because you've got to go through that, and then you will get it faster. I promise you. Just stick at it at a slow tempo. Play it correctly, slowly, and then gradually speed it up. If you're trying to rush it and it's going wrong, you just need to drop back a bit. That's all part of the process. It's frustrating, but it's all part of practice, and you will get it, trust me. And then keep on repeating it, and when you're happy, see if you can do some fills, try it in some different places. And another thing you can do when you're really happy with that double kick thing in there, is you can put that pretty much anywhere. So a place that I tend to put it is right at the end before that last snare drum. So 1, 2, and a 3, and a 4. So you can see you can put another double kick before that snare drum right at the end, and that sounds cool too. In fact, you can put them the whole way through, if you really want to. So just, again, once you start getting those double kicks in there, they sound pretty good. And then if you want to use 2 feet, you get so many comments like, oh, you're using 2 feet to do that. I'm not using 2 feet. Okay, that's 2 feet. You see both the beat is moving. Okay, that's 2 feet. Okay, I'm doing 1 foot today. Okay, 1 foot. So 1 foot only. Right. Anyway, I'm too lazy to take a double bass pedal out of here. Okay, when I go out and do gigs, like double bass, it's another bag. Lazy. Yeah, so there we go. I'm too bone idle to take a double bass pedal out of here. So in here I have it, but out in the real world, so not the YouTube world, I tend to use 1 foot for that. Anyway, but back into it. So I'm going to do a short solo now, just showing you a couple of different ways you can do that. Try and do some fills, and then some different places you could take it. Anyway, here we go. I was a little ambitious with the speed there. I was like way too fast. I'm like, I can't do any fills at that speed. Like, why am I going so fast? Okay, slow down. Here we go. Big fat groove. You've got to put this face on as well. when you do like a really slow kind of like mean groove, you got to screw your face. Or, you can't do it like. It just doesn't match. You got to. Okay, some people look like that all the time, but just when I'm doing the big fat grooves, put on the screwed up face. Anyway. Yes, I did the double kick at the end there. Okay, you did a double kick at the end. But for the groove, I did it with a single kick. Okay, I promise. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you got some cool stuff out of that. Sorry about all the rambling, and you guys take it easy, and thanks so much for watching.